Hey guys, what's up? I'm Jess. Welcome back. Adley and I are gonna go feed the Meatbirds. Now that is something I haven't shown you the Meatbirds yet. And they are, how old? Nine or 10 weeks? I think 10 weeks, actually. They are Freedom Rangers. I got a rock in my shoe. And they're big. We have 31 of them. They're in a chicken tractor, a pretty sturdy chicken tractor that my husband built. And my exposure is so bright. They're so big. And I've had to move them 3 times a day just so they don't kind of burn up the grass. But I've got some chicken. I've got some table scraps for them. They can eat. We're gonna move them, feed them again. This is the 3rd time today. It's a little early kind of for the night move. I might even move them again. But I have a plan. After these 31 chickens are processed, which is at the end of this week. Are you ready to process some chickens? We've processed chickens before, just extra yard birds, the extra boys, if you will. We have processed them before, but we've taken like the easy way and just skinned them. So this time, here they are. This time we are going to do it, quote unquote, right. And pluck them. We don't have a plucker though, so we're doing it mom, pop, old style by hand. So stay tuned if you want to see that, because we are gonna film that process too. And if you're squeamish and you're a vegetarian, I respect your choices, but it won't be the video for you. No hate mail. Everybody has their way that they live their life, right? All right, so let's go ahead and we're gonna move these guys. You can watch. Look at these crazy kids. My husband, Trent, built this just from his own imagination. It's really well put together. Hopefully it'll last a while. I can drag it by foot, but it's heavy and it started hurting my back, so we kind of stopped doing that. We've had no problems. They were super healthy day-old chicks. Huge day-old chicks. So these are non-GMO Freedom Rangers, meaning that their parents were always fed non-GMO food. And they're more of a broiler bird, so they grow slower, not as fast as your 6-8-week-old Cornish. So grow a little slower, and you process them a couple weeks later. And some of them are pretty good size. Little fatties. Let me tell you, they eat a lot of food. And we have either fed them organic or natural or non-GMO food. We figure if we're growing our own meat, what is the point if we're not going to feed them better? And we feed them scraps, and they get fermented grain as well. After these guys are processed, the guineas are so loud. I'm gonna put about 4 or 5 chickens in here. I'm gonna put this tractor where I want a garden bed. I'm gonna try a no-dig method. They're gonna scratch up the ground. They're gonna get rid of all the weeds and grass for 2 weeks. And then I'm gonna move them, and I'm gonna put down a weed barrier, some compost, and I'm gonna plant. That is my goal, and to kind of move and get another plot ready. I'm really excited about that, but I'm just hoping that this will just be easier. The no-dig method, be easier, less weeds, and mulch. We need mulch, we don't mulch. And we've got that red clay, so we need to have something to try. Figured I would be like a little competition between my garden and my husband's way of things. But anyway, what we have coming up next, well, not saying next video, but our plans for the garden is to double the size and do my no-dig method. We thought about raised beds. I actually might not do raised beds. We gotta think and plan. But I wanna do these no-dig plots the size of this chicken tractor and see how that goes. Let me know what you think. If you've done that before, the no-dig, or if you like to till your ground too. But I just know in the Carolina red clay, it is so hard just to keep it irrigated. I feel like we have to keep it irrigated and we have to till up the ground. But I think if we develop a healthy ecosystem underground by adding compost, more compost, because that's another thing. I think I have little no-see-um bugs, little wheat bugs. What was I saying? A good healthy ecosystem down below, adding compost, adding mulch, and adding compost, that it won't be as much red clay, I guess. It'll start mixing in, but then have a layer of good dirt on top. But the clay is still there for those deep roots to get nutrients from the clay, because I do believe that clay does have some benefits to offer as well. Well, I'm gonna finish watering these guys because it is like 100 degrees. I might be exaggerating, it's at least 90, you guys, and the humidity is about 90. It is miserable, I'm sweating. Hopefully you can see here, you can see where we've put the coop, this chicken tractor. The grass is a little more blue here. Ants everywhere. It is not a normal day unless you get bit by a fire ants. Gosh darn it, I must have been standing in a pile. What is the purpose of fire ants? Like, for real, somebody tell me. I'm convinced that they don't have a purpose, like, other than to bite people. Oh my gosh, okay. Maybe you can see in the yard, it's speckled pretty nice because they've been all in here, but you can kind of see out there, especially where there's like the bluegrass. It reminds me of Kentucky bluegrass. Yeah, you can see there's that strip right there. Nice. And it's dark, it's like blue wherever they've been. And we used to move them just once a day, but pretty consistently now for a few weeks we've moved them at least twice a day. And the past week, yeah, you can really see where the coop has sat. It went up back that way and came back around. Gosh darn it, darn ants. We need more guineas. I'm like really watching where I'm stepping now. Is this a safe place? I don't know. We're down to 2 guineas, but we had 9. We had a bit of a predator problem. It was 1 fox. But, oh, I will say, when we had those 9 guineas, I swear to you, we had less fire ants. And people would say, oh, they'll eat the ants, they'll eat the ticks, and they didn't completely eradicate them. But I do believe that they did have an impact. So, I want to see more of the chicken tractor. I did take pictures as my husband built. Actually, I'll go ahead and put them at the end of this video, so if you want to catch that, go ahead and wait until the end here shortly. But meanwhile, if you found any of this helpful or interesting, give me a thumbs up, but tell me what you have on your little homestead. We just have 2 acres here, and we're just getting started because my heart is yearning for a simpler life, and I feel like I have so many goals and dreams here. So hopefully you'll stick around and watch it unfold. So hit the bell so you don't miss anything. And before I forget, here's our fermented food, though it is almost out. but you can see I just have a big trash can with no wheels. The ones with the wheels leak. I found that out the hard way. We have a lid that stays on. We have a cloth so bugs cannot get in. And like I said, it is almost empty, but I have a scratch under the water, and it's been fermenting and in all its glory and goodness. It smells like beer, kind of. But I've got the fermented grades down there. Here, I'll mix it for you. Kind of give it a mix. Yep, smells like beer. But I'll get a scoop and throw that to the Meatbirds. It is a non-GMO. You want to make sure you get organic or non-GMO scratch to ferment, and that is all the good probiotics and goodness to feed those birds. And I do feed it to my regular yard flock as well. The Meatbird tractor that we're using this year. Alright guys, thanks so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you guys again next time. Like, for real, what is your purpose? Sorry guys, man, they're eating me up. Of course I am videoing and not paying attention.